San Diegans will soon be paying more for their cannabis products at dispensaries throughout the city. Today, the City Council approved a cannabis tax increase from 8% to 10% to help chip away at a projected $250 million budget deficit. CBS 8's Richard Allen is here with more on how much this move is expected to generate in revenue and the unintended consequences it could have. Richard.
Well, Carlo, that's right. And in fact, cannabis tax revenues here in the city of San Diego are declining due to increasing competition from nearby cities and as the illegal market still looms large. In fiscal year 2023, the city received just over $18 million in cannabis business tax, but that figure dropped by $1.5 million the following year. Despite this downward trend, though, the tax increase is expected to generate millions for the city's general fund.
Bread, everything's just more expensive nowadays.
Including in the city of San Diego, the cost of cannabis products at more than 24 dispensaries within city limits, after City Council approved hiking the tax rate for cannabis businesses from 8% to 10%.
It's the price you pay.
Pacific Beach resident Alex Marquez says while he's not excited about paying more, he'll most likely continue shopping at the same dispensaries he does now.
Some people are going to find what they're looking for elsewhere, but I know that there's a lot of people who are like me who are just going to suck it up and pay that little extra and keep that convenience.
Some question whether the higher price could encourage some San Diegans to turn to the black market for cheaper prices.
It will maybe drive up the illicit market, if anything like that.
I'll still take that convenience over trying to have to find it myself or trying to, look elsewhere. Then maybe you get yourself in like a dangerous situation.
Still, this 2% increase could generate nearly $4 million in additional funds for the city if sales hold steady.
I figure that most places will have deals that are like, you spend over 50, you get a delivery thing, or you get some kind of discount that could incentivize, kind of bypassing that 2% or, pass the savings on.
This tax hike will make the city of San Diego's cannabis business tax the highest in the county. Currently, Chula Vista, Encinitas, and Vista have rates of 7%. Oceanside and Lemon Grove are at 5%. La Mesa is at 4%. And unincorporated San Diego County is only 2%. Some question whether it's worth it to drive farther for a cheaper tax rate.
At what point do I have to weigh the gas? Am I going to pay a little bit more in gas to get a little bit less of a tax, or go down the street and I could walk there if I wanted to? So it's a give and take. What are you going to do?
And this increased tax rate for cannabis businesses will go into effect in the city of San Diego beginning May 1st.
So, Richard, how does San Diego's tax, the city of San Diego's tax on cannabis, compare to other major cities here in California?
Well, actually, this tax hike is going to put us more on a par with major cities like Los Angeles and San Jose, which already have a 10% business tax hike on cannabis businesses. San Francisco, though, is a little bit of an outlier. There, it's 2.5% to 5%, depending on how much business the individual dispensary does.
Quite a gap between cities like Los Angeles and San Diego on that. This tax increase specifically targets dispensaries. But what about facilities that produce cannabis, grow labs, that kind of thing?
That's right, and that's a very good question. So back in 2022, an ordinance was passed to reduce the tax on cannabis production to only 2%. And in fact, this new move will not change the tax rate for those production businesses. Carlo?
A lot going on in the cannabis world. Richard, thank you so much.
Thank you.